I love you. Happy New Year and welcome back. Happy New Year.
It's the Green and Faceless canon.
It's 2023.
Yeah, by the time you hear this, it will be
Indeed.
2023.
It's not for us,
It's
though.
not.
Peek behind the curtains.
Yeah, it is New Year's Eve.
It is.
Yeah, we're celebrating by recording just for you guys.
I got a cigar. Let me light it.
Yep. And I have some alcohols.
Here we go.
I'm gonna sip it.
Sipping it, bourbon time. It's for YouTube. It's not actual alcohol. Don't believe that.
Oh, well,
I don't think
this
they want
is
us
just
promoting.
ears anyways.
Yeah, they don't want us promoting that kind of stuff. You know,
They're not.
we gotta keep it clean for the government. It's part of the NDA.
Is that right?
And like promoting good behavior. You know.
Oh well, alcohol's not illegal.
It's not,
so
but it's like still.
I don't even think it's really taboo. It's like less taboo.
Drink up, kids.
Than weed.
Yeah, go out there.
It's weird.
Go out there, drink it. Your grape juices.
Drink your grape
Tell him
juices.
it's grape juice. Tell him it's grape juice.
It's grape juice. Yeah, I gotta have my grape juice.
Fuck, man.
Along with my pack of cigarettes. Happy New Year's. It's 2023.
American Spirit and Welch's.
A balanced breakfast.
Oh, yeah. It's what I ask for. Oh, it's my resolution to get rid of this steel stomach. Another year has passed, man.
Yeah, another year has passed, and what a year it has been.
It's been crazy.
It's really kind of, I struggled, I think.
Yeah.
I think I did.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe that has shown in the show a little bit.
Yeah, you've been slacking, yeah.
I've been slacking so hard. Yeah. But we're going to slack together next year.
Yeah, gravity.
Yeah, gravity is taking us down.
I'm all about the sloth effect. You're just like a heavier coat on my sloth, and I'm just like hanging there, and then my arms are slowly getting longer. My body's just falling further to the ground.
Well, anyways.
I got a smile on my face, though. My sloth does as it's falling. It's smiling always.
Yeah. It's a happy sloth.
It's a happy sloth.
Well, anyways, we have decided to maybe trim back a little bit, go more for quality over quantity this year.
Yes.
We're still going to be doing playlists and our other types of episodes, but they're mostly going to be on Mondays, and then we'll still do the potato pick the first Thursday of every month.
And we'll have a floating Thursday episode. We're really only getting rid of like 2 episodes on average.
Okay.
So it's not like a crazy deal, you know. You guys won't miss it too badly.
Yeah. We might, and then we'll bring it back next year, the year after.
It just means you guys don't have so much on your plate to watch because
that's it. Yeah,
we're saving you time.
We, and if you really do feel like you missed the 2-a-week episodes, you can go on down to patreon.com and select a tier there and support us a little bit. Maybe we could take your support as a sign that you want more.
Exactly.
And we'll find a way to get you more.
Yeah. It's just working full-time jobs, having like family and other fun stuff that we want to do. You know, we have hobbies and shit. It's hard to do that all the damn time. Right. But we love doing the show, so we're obviously going to keep doing it. But it's we're just going to cut back a little bit. Also, you forgot to add the /Green and Faceless, patreon.com/Green and Faceless.
Oh my gosh, patreon.com/Green and Faceless. Thank you, Green Traveler. I'm the Faceless Leon. Not sure if that got out.
It didn't. No, I'm the Green Traveler, and it's 2023 for you kids.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What's your resolutions? Let us know in the comments.
Oh, God, please don't do that.
No, I mean, don't do it. That'd be hilarious. What's your resolutions? What are you going to do?
My resolutions, we're starting with resolutions.
Let's do it, man. Mine is to finish my novel and hopefully get it published.
That's a good one.
Although, from all the stories I've read of every other author out there, I'll probably get about 2 years worth of denials until anybody even reads it. So, hopefully it's not. True. Hopefully not.
Well,
that's my lofty goal.
I have so many. One is to exercise.
There you go. That's a good one. That's one of mine too. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't do that really.
I try.
I have a physical job most of the time. But it's really not enough to say that I shouldn't work out.
Yeah.
I mean, if I want my body to look the way that, I love stretching, man.
Yeah, stretching nice. Get some yoga.
Don't you worry. Yeah, I mean, I used to do yoga every single day. And
right. I gotta get back into that.
And that's that's enough, really.
Yeah, yoga's beautiful. I just never do it.
But that's not like the only thing I want. I want to write more. Because I haven't really done that enough this year to really feel satisfied. I want to get When Magic Touches Stone out there, but I also have been doing some research on that. And just a tip for you, people who want to break into the industry, I didn't go to school for this, so I didn't get any mentorship towards what to do. I was just I want to make this movie. Well, if you're going to take a movie to festivals, it is highly suggested that you have 1 or 2 scripts already written.
Yeah.
And so I have started a script.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But I'm excited about it.
I did go to college for it, and I didn't learn anything. I graduated with it. I loved filmmaking. I worked on technically 2 major not 2 actual feature films, but neither of them got published. So and I've worked on a lot of other short films and directed some. I enjoy directing, but I suck at it.
Yeah,
because I don't have the focus.
I didn't mean to say agree.
Yeah, yeah, you suck.
No, I don't think
the worst
so.
director. No, it's fun, and I don't think I'm actually bad at it. But there's so much to focus on, and an ADHD brain is not always the best thing for that. It's I don't know. There's just way too much to keep in rein. So mad respect to directors out there.
That's why we work good as a team.
Yeah.
That's how When Magic Touches Stone got done.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Because I would get hyper-focused on a couple of things, and then you'd be like, hey, we gotta do it.
Hey, man, it's about to rain. I'm getting good smoke shots, though, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, it's a lofty hopes for next year. We'll grow the channel. We love feedback too. That's always a beautiful thing. Whether it's just comments on YouTube or emails or what have you. Send them our way. Couch potatoes.
Yeah. And there's also another resolution I want is to maybe come up with another show. Or something. Something with a bit more visual element.
Oh, no. That'd be nice. I always like the idea if we can, it'd be way too much because there's way too much to do for animation, but, it would be so funny if we could animate this.
Yeah.
But, I also don't mind doing it in front of a camera, but there's just so much to think about.
Right.
You gotta get a lot of things perfectly. Lighting now, and then you'd have to get a good camera, have to record that. Oh, there's just so much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'd love to look into it because I don't mind.
Yeah, I think
live,
that could
though.
be... No, not live. I don't think we want to do that.
Unless we get 100 patrons.
That's right. If we get 100 patrons... If we get 100 new patrons this year... We will do a live episode.
That way we can have 3 people tune in and be like, "Hi, Mom."
That's a promise. I'm going to put it on the Patreon after I listen to this in a row.
Hell yeah.
That's a promise.
That's a promise. But this year wasn't all bad. There was a lot of good this year.
Yeah.
Just to reel this episode into its purpose and to brag, I watched almost one new movie a week. I finished with 51 new movies. 11 TV shows. I'm sure you watched a lot more TV shows.
I went through, I watched a lot more TV shows, but TV shows that
of this year,
not that many more. I actually put most of all of them on my honorables mentions list.
Nice. It's pretty impressive that I feel, I was pretty proud of myself.
Yeah.
51 movies.
51 no movies. You watched a lot more movies than that.
Yeah. That's true. I crammed Tar in at the last second. If you want to hear my Tar review, we'll be having an Patreon exclusive episode.
Bangers and Hash.
Yeah, Bangers and Hash coming later this week, next week. It's up in the air. But it'll be up soon. And if you want to hear it, you'll have to go down to patreon.com, as we said, /GreenFaceless.
Yep.
Let's go with our honorable mentions first. I'll just rush through mine.
Okay, sure.
I didn't list mine. Sadly, I'm gonna just run down my list here. We have X, great slasher horror film by Ty West.
We've talked about that.
Highly recommend watching it. It's
maybe that was on Bangers and Hash.
I think it was. Well, its sequel definitely was. Its sequel is not an honorable mention, but still, it's very intriguing. Definitely check that out. I don't remember what it's called right now. It's like Molly or something. It's on this Pearl. Thank you. I was gonna say it's on this list as well. The Northman just got knocked off. It was on my top 5 for a very long time. But finally got knocked off near the end here by a couple movies we'll talk about later today. Men. I only gave it 3 stars.
I really want to see that.
Very interesting indie horror film with an ending that has still stuck in my brain. Thanks for that, director. I don't remember exactly who you are, but yeah, that's living rent free up there, and it's bothering me almost daily. Which makes an honorable mention because that's good for a horror film. Top Gun Maverick. Fuck, best blockbuster of the year. That was a lot of fun, man. That's what a blockbuster should be. If you want to know, if you're like, there's no more blockbusters made these days. Well, you didn't watch Top Gun Maverick because that is 100% a blockbuster to a T. It's perfect. And it's got a good volleyball scene. Not as good as the original.
Well, they're a lot older now.
No, well, I mean, but that was all just oiled up men playing volleyball. This one, they were like, all right, we're going to have some ladies in here too, and we're going to be more clothed and less oily. And it's like,
less gay.
Come on. Yeah, it's like, that was a perfect gay anthem. Come on now. Bullet Train. Fun action film. Brad Pitt was hilarious. I love it. Prey. Good sequel.
That was fucking good.
Best Predator sequel we've had in a while. Really enjoyed it. Blonde. I'm reading the book. Book is phenomenal. Nice. I'm loving it. Movie is very loyal to it.
Nice.
Except so far there's no talking fetus in the book. So that's a plus.
That's a plus, actually, yes.
But that movie is also living rent-free in my brain. Yeah. I'm still wowed by it. The performance by Ana de Armas, gotta be Oscar-worthy. Yeah. The Menu. My last... not my last honorable mention, but The Menu, Anya Taylor-Joy. Love her. And that movie itself, again, I think I talked about it on Bangers and Hash, one of the best black comedies I've seen in a while. So funny.
It does look very good.
And finally, my last movie honorable mention is Tar, which I just saw, so I won't really say anything about it. So you just go to patreon.com. I'll say it's Cate Blanchett.
That should be up in the next couple of days, so you should check that out.
It's Cate Blanchett, and I'll say another Oscar-worthy performance, because that's
nice.
Amazing. It's We'll be talking Carol later this week, and Tar is dark version of Carol.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that.
But not horror dark, but more she's just there's a meaner side.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Because Carol has a little bit of darkness. We'll get to that.
We'll get to it.
That's spoilers for later this week.
I might as well just blast through my shows too, because I only have 2 honorable mentions there. She-Hulk, love it, great comedy.
100%.
What's the She-Hulk's name?
She-Hulk Attorney-at-Law Jennifer
Walters. Yeah.
Walters.
What's the actor's name? I want to say Mariska Hargitay, but that's not right. I'm like, I know that's not right. Mariska Hargitay.
It's definitely not Mariska.
I don't even think I'm pronouncing that correctly.
No,
Tatiana Maslany.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved her performance. She was great. One of my favorite things about this year was She-Hulk.
It was a lot of fun.
She was so funny. And then my other honorable mention was Lord of the Rings, but the power of Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power.
Yeah.
Power of the Rings of
Power.
Thank you.
Rings of Power. Yeah.
Fascinating.
It's fabulous.
Yeah. Fascinating.
So my list of honorables, I chose to base them off of your list, like to negate things that were on your list. Yeah. I thought that Turning Red, which was a Pixar movie early this year,
I remember that.
It was about this girl who had a power to turn into a red panda, but really was all an allegory for getting your period, and I thought it was honestly clever and a lot of fun and very heartfelt.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very good movie.
I didn't include it only because I didn't remember it. Like, I looked at it and I was like, Turning Red. And it took me like a solid minute. Well, it took a solid minute before I was like, okay. And I was like, I did like that. But I also forgot it. So that's the only reason I had left it off, was because it was just like, it took me a long time to remember what it was. Get better names, Pixar.
Get better names. Yeah, more memorable names. Inside Out, Turning Red. What the fuck?
What the hell, man?
Up. What's up? So, all very good movies. So Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Oh,
it gave me a special tickle all year long.
Ugly Sonic, awesome.
Ugly Sonic,
yes. Free in the brain.
But really, it's the Seth Rogen dwarf. I just can't get him out of my mind.
I love John Mulaney too. His voice is great.
Yes, it's a fun movie. So I don't think we have to describe what Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers is to you, except for that it is mixed live action and animation, and puppets.
And while I loved it, that was like the reason that I didn't include it. I don't know why I keep giving excuses for it, but I thought about all of these movies that are on your top 5 that I was just like, well, I've thought about
these are my honorables.
Yeah, your honorables here. Sorry, not your top 5.
I don't think you've seen the last.
Yeah, I hadn't seen the last 2. I want to see both of them though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chip and Dale I thought about, but there's something gross about the animation when I look back at it. Like, even though I'm really impressed how they mixed it all, and it looks fine, it's just like, it also just looks like.
When I saw the trailer, though, I agreed with you, though.
Yeah.
Because they made it so much a part of the story.
I know, yeah, it's true.
It's so funny.
I do like how they incorporate it all, and it's like, it is really well done. I love John Mulaney. Like, I can listen to his voice all day because it's hilarious.
He is really funny.
He's marketed his vocal talents properly.
So, another one that we had both watched and really just recently talked about was Day Shift.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a lot of fun. It was like the most fun I felt like I had at a comedy in a while.
It's a good buddy cop.
It might not be as funny as Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, but it's pretty fun.
Sure.
It's a different kind of fun.
It's been a while since I watched Chip and Dale, so I guess it's arguable.
Right. So these other 2 I watched and you did not.
That's true.
And I just wanted to mention them to the world to let you guys know that
get into it.
It's available to you. Cyrano is a Peter Dinklage movie.
I never knew about you.
I am not a Peter Dinklage. I'm sorry. But Peter Dinklage is in Cyrano, playing Cyrano, who is a poet. Yeah, he did.
Oh, okay.
And he also is very much in love with this woman, and she's in love with another man, and he starts writing the love letters for the other man to her.
Yeah.
And that is the story, and it's also a musical.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a beautiful tale.
It is a beautiful tale. It is an old tale, and it also I don't know if this had like some kind of Broadway run and made it to a movie or what.
I'm sure maybe.
But honestly, the music wasn't too incredible, but I did enjoy Peter Dinklage singing. I didn't know that he could.
I've seen a lot of like not to say that Peter Dinklage isn't a pretty boy, but I've seen a lot of pretty boy Cyrano's before, and it always feels off. Like, and I was just like, when I saw Peter Dinklage's Cyrano, I was like, that seems like the perfect choice.
Yeah.
Like, and I was very excited. I don't know why I never watched it, because I love Peter Dinklage. Though we did watch a lot of Peter Dinklage movies this year.
Did we?
2 or 3, right?
Remember
the one with Rosamund Pike?
Yeah, I Care a Lot. Was that last year, though?
Maybe it was
last year. Anyways.
I feel like we watched it this year. I don't remember though. I feel like there was another one that we watched earlier.
Well, I watched The Knights of Badassdom, but that was just me and Sarah.
Nice.
That's one of my favorites of his. So the last one I want to mention is something that just came out recently, and Sarah and I watched it.
I love the book.
I don't know. I don't know anything about adaptations. I don't read the news. I am a blind critique.
The news. The 1700 news.
So, lady, this one felt 1800s.
That might be accurate.
No. This one felt 20s.
I want to know if I got the name right. It's D.H. Lawrence. Before I type this into Google, just to seem smart here.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I was right.
But yeah, it's 1920s. I'm pretty sure.
Dude, I did not realize that D.H. Lawrence was alive in the 1920s. That's crazy. It was published in 1928.
Wow.
I've always thought that he was like a 1800s thing.
Well, the more you know.
I'm done.
Lady Chatterley is married to Sir Chatterley, and he gets injured in World War I and comes back, and he's like, perhaps it'd be good if you took a lover so that you could become pregnant and, just get through the mechanical essence of the thing, and then we could have an heir. And she's like, oh, I don't want that. And then the more she realizes that to him, she is just the prop to make this heir happen anyways. She does end up getting with the gardener, and it's the story of their relationship. It's the groundskeeper.
Beautiful.
The gameskeeper.
Oh, now I'm not as interested.
Right. Yeah, he's a little dirty boy.
You had me at gardener, but now you got the gameskeeper. Now it's just
honestly, I don't remember who they are in the movie. I could look it up if I really wanted to, but I'm going to talk more about it at Bangers and Hash.
Bangers and Hash.
Come on down. TV, I watched some that you didn't watch for damn sure. Yeah. And these 5 I wanted to mention.
I remember talking at least 3 of them.
I did talk about I Love You, You Hate Me.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That is a documentary about Barney, and you guys should watch it. It's on Peacock. That's all I'm going to say.
Sounds very fun.
So Pam and Tommy came out on Hulu. Sebastian Stan plays Tommy Lee. I don't remember who plays Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
But it's kind of sexy. It's a really fun story. Very well acted. Everyone acts spectacular in it. Even Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Not to say that he wouldn't bring it.
It's just Sebastian Stan.
The guy's name is Rand, I think.
Oh, gosh.
And
Rand?
No. Not Ayn Rand. His first name is Rand. And he's a carpenter who gets screwed over by Tommy, and he steals the famous sex tape. That's the story about all of them.
Seth Rogen steals the sex tape. I love that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So, another one that I talk about, which I probably should have talked on Bangers and Hash like a month or two ago. Bangers and Hash. But I'm not going to bring it to the next one. Anyhow, it's The G Word with Adam Conover. So Adam Ruins Everything. That guy. So it's him.
Oh, nice.
And he's doing a documentary that is produced by the Obama family
about geckos.
Yes, it's all about geckos and how they are secretly running the government
through Geico. Government employee insurance company, something.
That's right.
That's what Geico stands for. It was Government Employee Insurance Company.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think it was government employee or something like that.
Well, anyhow, the G word is government. And basically the whole point is like, do we really even know what the government is doing for us? And it talks about these different services that the government is involved in and some shady things that the government is involved in.
Oh, shit.
And it's like, hey, that's like giving you a bit of like, hey, this is what it is doing for us. Some good things that it's actually doing for us. And it's also doing these things that you might not be aware of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's really interesting.
You said the Obamas?
Barack Obama is in it.
Oh, okay.
It's a couple of scripted scenes with him and Adam. There's bits in it and stuff to make
kind of like Michelle on the waffle.
Yeah.
Waffles emoji.
Yeah, waffle emoji. Yeah. Yeah. Just a little bit, but there's also bits. Yeah, this obviously. I don't know.
Does he run a supermarket?
Curses.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He curses. Yeah. So yeah.
Adam does or Obama?
Adam does.
Oh, God, it'd be so funny to hear Obama just be like dropping an F-bomb. Oh, fucking damn it. That was a bad
it's been a while since I've done my Obama impersonation, and maybe I shouldn't.
I've been doing some other dork for 6 years.
So I know I talked about this one at some point. I think in Bangers and Hash. Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the game series, I feel. Mm-hmm. This is a television show based off of that, not based off of the movies either, as so far as I can tell. And it's a story that's told in 2 different timelines. I eat that shit up. And then the zombies is really just an added fun to it. So I really do recommend that one. I considered putting it on the top 5.
And how's the gore?
It has the gore.
It's got the gore.
That's for sure. The last thing I wanted to talk about, because I think it's interesting, it's not the best docuseries in the world, I'll give you that, but it is brand new. Ancient Apocalypses, brought to you by Graham Hancock. Graham Hancock is a guy that I have kind of followed on the internet for the last couple years because I think he's very interesting. He's a historical journalist who thinks that he has strong evidence to suggest that there were advanced civilizations, not more advanced than us, but advanced civilizations before the Second Ice Age.
The first people.
Yeah, before the Second Ice Age.
So Walter Bishop.
That's right. So this, in recent times, he's been vindicated because he really kind of became a laughingstock and kind of back and forth to being relevant.
Conspiracy
nut Yes, exactly. But in the last few years, they've been finding older and older sites.
Nice.
And it's really starting to validate his theories.
Yeah. He's like secretly Elon's best friend, and they just been planting old sites.
That's it. Yes, him and Elon. Yes, he's been doing this for like 40 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And maybe even longer. And
when you believe in something,
and he the way he talks about it, it just makes a lot of sense. Like, and he's also like not trying to make you buy into it. He wants to use your own critical thinking, I feel like, when he's talking. And also, it's
like a college lecturer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it feels like. But you mostly get him through Joe Rogan, unfortunately.
Oh, gosh.
But And that is one thing I will say about this. If you are very much against Joe Rogan, which I understand there's reasons, he does pop up in this a couple of times, mainly because since he's been given the mic by Joe Rogan so often that he needs to pay that forward.
Kiss the shoes.
Kiss the shoes, something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was very interesting. It's on Netflix. If you're interested in stuff like that, I suggest you check it out.
And now, before the main event, soda pop break.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
And then we'll go through our top 5 movies and TV. And it's gonna be so much fun.
Sounds good.
I love you. Okay, dokie. Main event time. Dog wants out.
She wanted in.
Be free. Be free.
Bye, Garlic.
You're gonna be like a cat pawing at the door in 5 seconds.
So, how do we want to do this? Alternating, starting from 5.
Yes,
with our movies.
Well, let's go from 5. Yeah, 5 down or 5 up. So, number 5 movie for you.
For me, is The Batman, and honestly, it was a little bit of a hard choice.
That's right.
I know you love The Batman.
That's right. That's right.
But it was honestly not my favorite Batman movie.
That's fair. I mean, I don't think it was mine either. I still have a very soft spot for The Dark Knight.
Right.
But it's my favorite approach to Batman because they got the detective right. I think Rob Pat nailed it. He did a good job. I like Matt Reeves. But it's not my my number 5. Nope is my number 5.
Nice.
Which I really love that movie. Jordan Peele still killing it every year.
Yeah.
Or every movie, not every year. But phenomenal. Talking of it, speaking of ancient aliens and crazy conspiracies.
Right, yeah.
Nope's
up there.
It's fun.
Yep.
Number 5 movie? Or show, I mean?
Number 5 show... For me, I'm going to go with Stranger Things Volume 4. It was a really good season.
It really was.
It was spectacular. I really struggled with whether or not to make it Resident Evil for my...
That's fair. That's fair.
Because, it is so good. And honestly, it's almost on par with its first season.
Yeah, Stranger Things.
And, if the first season of Stranger Things came out with some of these other shows, it would have definitely made the top 5.
Yeah.
I think it was the top show that year for me.
Personally, I've loved Stranger Things, each and every time, every single season they've done. I do think first season was, a really, so good. Uh-huh. And then, the second and third seasons are both really good, but just, not exactly first tier. Or first season, I mean. But I do think fourth season just went so far. I love the fourth season, but or fourth volume, I mean.
Yeah.
But my number 5 was not Stranger Things. It was The Sandman.
It was very, very good.
I've always loved the comics. But, obviously, if you've watched the episode, you've heard me gush about it. But as a non-binary individual, the Mason Alexander Park's interpretation of desire.
So good.
Beautiful. It's still my favorite. One of my. It's honestly top 5 favorite things this year was just their performance of that. But at the same time, even though it's my favorite comic book of all time, The Sandman is, I think the show almost lived up to it. So it's not. That's the reason why it's number 5 is that it's still beautiful. I love that they brought it to life. There's still some wooden qualities that they haven't quite hammered into the proper atmosphere.
Right. When I was working this list, it popped off and on it a couple times.
Yeah.
It was very good. A very loyal interpretation, though. Yeah. And I think the only reason why anything is missing from the comics is just because it's a different medium.
Right.
It is the same story. It didn't change anything.
No, it's just I mean, I have a lot of problems with some of the acting towards the acting, back act, second act of the
I can agree
season.
with that.
There's just some characters that just felt different.
Should have auditioned.
He should have. And by different, I mean that it's not that they weren't loyal to the comics. It's just that they didn't mesh well with the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
It's like their chemistry wasn't like quite clicking yet.
Yeah. I think also a particular person, they're a very young person. And I think newer to the industry.
Exactly. They'll probably be much better in future seasons.
Right. I'm excited to see where the show goes, for sure.
So now we alternate. Now it's number 4 show? Is that what you meant by, is that what you meant by alternating?
I didn't. I meant like just how we're doing it. Yeah. Okay. So, but you should do number 4.
I think if I'm looking at our lists correctly here, I think we have the same number 4, The Legend of Vox Machina.
Yes.
We're both. You're bigger.
It started out higher on my list.
Same.
But then I remembered the Rings of Power, and I really loved that shit. But
it was like number 2. Vox Machina was for like up until I think October.
Right.
And then there's so many other shows I watched.
Good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
one too many vomit jokes.
Maybe.
Cool,
but yes, exactly. It feels like a bunch of idiots are in a Dungeons and Dragons party.
Yeah,
and yet it's a story. It's built just like any other show might be.
It's getting a second season soon. Expect us to cover that.
We sure
obviously
will.
We're gonna watch it.
We sure will.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and if you haven't checked out Critical Role, they don't need me to plug them, but it's fucking awesome. You can find them on as a podcast on YouTube, and they air live on Twitch. I think still. I
was so in love, but they're just I can't watch a 4-hour long.
It is a commitment.
Yeah.
That is for damn sure.
I just don't have the time with all my projects, man.
Right.
It's too much.
Sometimes I like to write and listen.
Yeah. That was my problem is like I wanted to do other stuff and have them on in the background. But then something would happen. I would just be like, I don't know who this character is. I don't know what's going on.
Right. You get too involved.
Yeah. So that's why I'm really excited that the show's doing well. Because, I've seen all of the original first season of Vox Machina.
Right.
I have not seen all of the Mighty Nine or the Bell's Hells.
Yeah, Bell's Hells.
So it's like, I haven't gotten to catch up. So hopefully if this show does really well, we can get those shows and I'll have a new way to like watch it.
That's right. That would be really cool if they make it that far. It does seem like it has a lot of steam behind it, so that's awesome.
Number 4 movie. Mine was The Batman. I really liked it, man. I watched it twice in theaters, I think, and then I watched it on HBO Max. It's just fun. I love the music. I love the grittiness.
Yeah.
It just feels like a good grungy Batman.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was definitely a fresher breath of air after Batfleck. I'm sorry, Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I like you, Ben Affleck, but
but
you doing a leap of joy with a gleeful smile on your face at the arrival of Superman.
That was not his fault.
It
did remind me of Batman and Superman Super Friends.
Oh my god! Yeah. No, it was like my favorite thing about the Joss Whedon. It's so funny to watch Batman be like a gleeful child, like Superman's here.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Batman, the Batman.
I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, James Gunn, let it happen.
Yes,
he says it's going to be like an Elseworlds thing. So he's like, it will get another movie. I think
that's good
because he's coming in with his own universe.
Yes, he sure is. I am excited to see what he does. But
I saw a funny
meme. I feel gutted about a couple of things.
I know. I saw a funny meme that was James Gunn just announced. Henry Cavill will be playing Kent Clark, Superman. It's just that's oh funny. My god!
All right, my number 4,
Henry Cavill,
starring Henry Cavill as Benoit Blanc.
Nah.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Returns as Benoit Blanc, the detective, in Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery.
Oh, so fun.
It was a lot of fun. And yeah, I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than the Batman. I did not feel like it was still like the best movie in the whole wide world, but it was a damn good sequel.
It was so funny.
Yeah, it was good too. I really enjoyed it. I like how it played with the pandemic too.
And just like with how I said Tar, Cate Blanchett was going to get an Oscar nom. Janelle Monáe better be up there with an Oscar nom as well because she fucking killed it in Glass Onion.
Yes, she sure did. That's 100% true. But that's my choice for
fair.
4.
I guess it's fair to since we've done that, that's my number 3.
That's your number 3.
So yeah, we can
do it.
Hop in there with just a quick segue. What's your number 3?
My number 3, I decided, was Blonde.
Hell yeah!
Because it really has stuck with me, and when cinema is powerful, it sticks with you.
Yeah,
and I think that there's some powerful messages they're trying to say with that. It is really exploitative.
that's the only thing is it is like as I'm reading the book, I'm seeing the director's vision and I'm just like, it's so beautiful. The book by Joyce Carol Oates is amazing, but it plays so well with her loss of identity.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like the movie still has that loss of identity, but it just feels like it's another aspect of everything else. So it's like, I don't know. I love Blonde, and it's definitely stuck with me. But it makes me feel a little dirty.
A little bit. That is fair. And the reason why I accept it is because that is kind of the point. I feel like the director.
That's my fetish.
I feel like that's the what. It was part of the message that the director is trying to get across. I just feel like I would appreciate the message more if the director was a woman.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But not the director because he did a fabulous fucking job. That's amazing.
My choice, though. I'll stand by it.
Number 3 show. Mine was Stranger Things Volume 4.
Well, there you go.
Thank you, Kate Bush's.
That's
also been playing constantly. Like that's on every playlist I have on YouTube. I think.
Nice.
It's so much fun.
That's great. It was a lot of fun because I had discovered Kate Bush a few years before that. Right. Mostly, I believe, just the one album. But
the
Wuthering Heights was the first one that I discovered.
I love that video.
It is great. Yeah. No. So. My number 3, which was an honorable mention for you, is The Rings of Power.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Me and Sarah watched it twice.
Yeah.
So how could it not be in my top 5? And that, it is 100% because I'm a fan of the world.
Right.
And I
think it's a good addition.
I do think it's a good addition, even though the fanboys are rioting.
Yeah, they're all going crazy. They want it to be canceled. I think they're all just silly. They don't want to.
It's beautiful. It's very well filmed.
Yeah, it's like yes, I understand the history is garbled, but that's because of rights reasons. You already knew that. They mentioned it going in. But I'm nitpicky about the fact that they have $1 billion, like a huge ass budget, and then they have these edited scenes of 7 people making up a whole crowd. I'm just like, come on, this is where the budget should be going, is making this better.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it is a beautiful show, though.
I do absolutely.
I enjoy it a lot. I'm excited to see where else it goes. 2nd season next year. Look forward to our review of it.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do another review on it. 100%.
If they have the 2nd season next year, I don't know. It's such a big show.
Oh, that's true. Well, when they have a 2nd season, we'll talk about it. So, my number 2 for TVs is Wednesday.
Oh my goodness.
Based off of Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family. cartoon and show that had a movie series when we were younger.
Yeah, we haven't had the episode review of it yet, but it's coming.
We haven't. It is coming. So we'll talk a lot more about it later. Yeah. But it is good, folks. I absolutely loved it.
That's true. I loved it too. My number 2 show was Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.
That was on the list for a long time too.
I am such a sucker for a horror anthology.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite
really
things.
Good.
I'm currently reading Stephen King's Danse Macabre, which is one of his nonfiction works, and it's him looking through horror from the 50s to the 80s, and how it affected him, how it affected the world. Because he was a huge fan of Tales from the Crypt, or whatever, I think that's what it's called. But it was like, horror comics. Right. And then, I haven't personally read them because I haven't ever been able to get my hands on them. But if you read them, you see a lot of the inspiration for Stephen King. A lot of his, like, if you've ever read It, there's a phrase that runs throughout the book. One of the characters is a stutterer. And he always says he thrusts his fists against the post and still insists he sees the ghosts. And it's like supposed to help with, help you control from, learning control over stuttering. You're trying to get this phrase, this tongue twister out. And it's kind of like what people do before they go on stage. They like to do those tongue twisters.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Yeah, I can't do that shit. But he got that from Tales from the Crypt, like all these little inspirations of his childhood made it into these big, huge horror stories. So I'm a sucker for that, and Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities just nailed that atmosphere. And I love the stories. I loved how he introduced it, Alfred Hitchcock Presents. That was another one of my favorite things as a kid, was watching Alfred Hitchcock stuff. And
the actual mechanism of the cabinet was really cool.
Yeah, he loves his designs, and now that he made this huge, big Oscar-winning movie, Shape of Water, he's just like, I can do anything. And what he's doing is fucking phenomenal.
Yes.
He's taking the best horror directors of our time and being like, hey, do you want to have full creative control over just a horror story? I might have to write it, or maybe I'll choose it. I don't know how the process works.
Right.
But he seems like he is genuinely interested in just giving creators space to make good horror.
So you guys, if you haven't checked out our review of it, we do go pretty in depth.
Yeah.
So you should go check that out. And if it sounds good to you, they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
Or just go turn on the TV.
Yeah, it's on
Netflix. That's right.
And I think that brings us to number 2, movies.
That's right. Mine is Nope, which we already mentioned. I thought that was just a fantastic movie. I don't know that it beats Get Out. Get Out was fucking dope. But it's a great third movie.
Get Out was dope. Nope was not.
Nope was dope too, okay?
I'm still blown away with the... I know people... I've seen half in a bag because, I watch half in a bag. And when they reviewed Nope, they made fun of this fact. I don't understand why. The thing was filmed, the night scenes were filmed in the daytime.
Oh, really?
And, I think that was impressive. I love the... you see those night scenes, and I'm just like, yeah, it's at nighttime. But, I guess the shadows and everything don't make sense because it was, a sun, and they just put a layer over it. I think it was brilliantly done. And I'm always blown away when I hear that stat, that factoid. I'm just like,
I didn't
fuck. It's Richard. I think it was Richard Dawkins, the cinematographer, and I love that man. He did Skyfall.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Or Spyfall.
Skyfall. That's right.
Yeah, Spyfall is the Doctor Who episode. My number 2 movie. Guillermo del Toro locked up both number 2 spots this year. My number 2 movie was Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
It's a good movie.
Oh my god, it makes me cry. That's the easy way to be in my top 5, is to move me emotionally. And that was the most beautiful telling of Pinocchio I've ever seen.
Yeah, it really fucking was.
Yeah, I was crying at the end. So good.
And that brings me to my number one movie.
Drum roll.
No. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I really couldn't think of a movie that touched me more this year. Did Wendell Wild come out this year? Because we just watched that. It didn't. That wasn't better than Pinocchio. Wendell and Wild. Wendell and Wild. Yeah,
I did not watch that.
It was pretty cool stop motion with
2022 film.
So okay, another honorable mention. It stars Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key. And they are two demons, and they find this Hell Maiden, who is an orphan due to a tragic accident, and they trick her into vowing allegiance to her, and they start resurrecting dead people.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really good stop motion. It's a lot of fun.
Is it also like directed by them, or like is it a comedy thing?
Monkey Paw is them, right?
Monkey Paw is Jordan Peele's company.
So it's his company. Anyways, I don't know if
on its Wikipedia. I want to.
Yeah. We just watched it the other day. I do think you'd really enjoy it.
Henry, oh my goodness! Henry
Maybe I'll talk about it more at Bangers and Hash.
Henry Selick, I think, was the Nightmare Before Christmas. So I was going to say the Tim Burton guy, the guy that. He always gets mistaken for his movies. Always get mistaken for Tim Burton, and it's actually him.
But Tim Burton's always a producer on it,
right? But he was the one who directed Nightmare Before Christmas and James and the Giant Peach.
Wow, and Coraline.
I know. Oh my god, yeah, I know for a fact that I've said both of those films were directed by Tim Burton before. So I feel bad because it's I remember hearing his story and being like, God damn it.
All three of them, all four of them. I enjoyed.
I'll have to check it out because I really obviously love him. So.
Okay, cool.
Where are we at? Number one show? Number one movie? Oh, fuck. I already forgot.
Unless you want to go back to show.
Nope. I almost forgot that I hadn't done it yet. It's Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Wow! I just haven't seen it. I'm sure it'd be up there for me.
Of my top 5, it's the only one that hasn't been rewatched since I watched it. And it's because I have to rent it. Right. It's not
We should rent it and watch together or something.
I love that movie. It's the Daniels. They did Swiss Army Man.
Right.
And a bunch of music videos. Like I said it on the, when I talked about it way long ago on this show, if you're questioning whether or not you should, if you want to go see this, and you haven't seen Swiss Army Man, just look up the music videos for like Turn Down for What, the Shens Simple Song. There's
Turn Down for Once videos, guys.
Oh my god, it's hilarious.
I thought there was a Foster.
Thank you, Foster the People. There's a couple Foster the People songs. I don't remember the song titles, but they'll probably be on the recommended if you watch the other 2 songs I just listed. And if you like those music videos, check out Swiss Army Man and Everything Everywhere All at Once. They are comedic.
Yeah.
And emotional.
Yeah.
It's really weird how the movie had me laughing so fucking hard throughout the whole, like, Everything Everywhere All at Once, at least. I was constantly laughing. I was having a time of my life in the theater. I was loving every single twist and turn. And at the end, I'm in fucking tears. And I'm just like, what in the hell just happened to me? I don't understand how this moved me so much. Because I mean, it's the perfect way to deliver a comedy. It gets so deep into you by making you laugh that once it pulls those emotional strings, you're just fucking helpless.
Yeah.
And you're just like bawling in the theater, and everybody's looking at you like you're weird.
Swiss Army Man, anyways, I remember we went to that movie with like 6 people, my wife and some friends. And me and like her best friend from childhood were the only 2 who liked it.
Oh man, I loved it.
We were like, that was pretty fun. Yeah.
Paul Dano, Dan Radcliffe playing Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That's a lot of fun. You should check that out.
Definitely.
So, just because we already mentioned your top TV show, why don't you go ahead and go first?
We haven't done the review for it, but Wednesday is my favorite show of the year.
So get pumped for that episode, folks.
Tim Burton executive produced and directed for the first 4 episodes, which was a shock to me. I would have sworn he would have done like first two and last two. Right. But he did the first block of half block, and it's like, damn, bold.
Also, Christina Ricci plays a character.
And she's in it, which is great. But really what blew me was Jenna Ortega.
Oh, fuck yeah.
She killed it, and it was hilarious because this was like, we've talked a lot this year about like where our brains turned on to certain actors. It's like we definitely have seen them before, but like there's one specific movie, and like that's Jenna Ortega. I was just like, oh man, this actor is so fucking brilliant. Well, she was in X. I watched her way earlier this year. She was the camera girl. They call her Mouse because she's very timid, very quiet. And then she, as she's watching them make this pornographic film, she's just like, I kind of want to be in it. She's like, I want to express like this sense of freedom, this sense of power as a woman. It's just like she was very interested, and her boyfriend was like, fucking no. I don't want this. I didn't sign up. No, but like Jenna Ortega, she's been in a lot of other stuff that I've watched that I was just like, Jesus, like.
Yeah, just why I haven't I noticed yet.
She was in
Jane?
Yeah, Jane the Virgin.
Yeah. I figured we'd bring that up when we talk it. Yeah, it's a good show, guys. So really we'll talk that real soon here. My favorite show of this year, and probably will be one of my favorite shows for forever. I am very excited for the second season to come out, and it will be soon because it came out very early this year.
Oh, nice.
Is Our Flag Means Death. Guys, it's pirates.
Nice.
And they're falling in love with each other.
Hell yes.
And it's hilarious. I always forget the freaking. It's Taika Waititi as Blackbeard.
Hell yeah.
And I always forget.
Is Jermaine in it?
Jermaine, I don't think he was in it so far, but
no man. I think Jermaine was in.
Rhys Darby. That's who.
Rhys Darby. Nice. Yeah, I do like.
He's the main character. He's Steve Bennett.
Is that Murray?
Bonnet, rather. What's that?
Was he the one who played Murray?
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Exactly. That's who I was going to say. He was. And then I was like, I can actually look up this person's name. So, Rhys Darby plays Steve Bonnet, and he's the gentleman pirate. And if you know anything about the real Steve Bonnet, he was a bastard and an awful, awful person, just like most all the pirates. In fact, we cannot also say all pirates, but we romanticize them, and it's great. Rhys Darby,
our good friend Professor Ronwald the Skull is an ancestor of pirates. We can't trash them too hard.
That's true. So it's all about how Rhys Darby is trying to run his crew as civilized as possible.
Oh, God.
He is like just this rich boy who decided he wants to be a pirate. Yes, and then he meets Blackbeard, who is tired of being a pirate. And they just start to bond, and it's great. So I recommend everybody watch it. It's on beautiful. HBO Max. You can watch it there. And I'm so excited for the second season.
Hell yeah. I know I mentioned Jermaine Clement, and it's another one that'll be in our Bangers and Hash, but he's in Avatar, The Way of Water.
Oh, is he?
And when he appeared, I spent a solid 20 minutes being like, I think that's Jermaine Clement. And I'm like, but he's not like using his like accent. Like he's kind of like not speaking New Zealand, but like, at the same time, there's New Zealand coming in. Like he'll say something, I'll be like, yeah, he definitely did that. And I'm just like, oh, what's going on? I was like, I think that's him. And like for a long time, I was just struggling because it was so weird not seeing him in a comedic role.
Yeah.
That I was just like, I don't know if he would take a dramatic role like this.
He can do very well in a dramatic role. He usually brings a little bit of levity to it.
Yeah, that was the thing. He was good, and he did eventually bring levity to it. But it's a long ass movie, so yeah.
Well, we did it.
We did it. That's our 2023, ladies and
gentlemen. Best of 2022. That is.
2022. 2023 is where we're at now.
Yeah. So next time we will record, it will be 2023.
Yeah.
So get ready to fuck up your checks. That's what I do at the beginning of every year.
Yeah, it's really annoying. I work at a financial institution, so it's constantly like people bring it in. I'm like, rewrite this or take it back. And they're like, what?
It's really old.
And I'm like, yeah, it's a year old. They're only good for 6 months. No, they just put the date on there wrong. Yeah, it's not my problem. Go away.
Okay. Excuse me. That's the end of the show.
Indeed. I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I am the Faceless Leon. Safe travels. And good night. Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. Are you a fan of the show? Feel free to contact us at greenandfacelessfans@gmail.com or visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/greenandfaceless. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, or rate us on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for listening.